Welcome to Slut in Training, hosted by Missy Greenberg.
Jordan Carlson.
Tania Ross. I've had it for like 25 years.
All right, sluts. I really appreciate that story, but we have to move on.
Do you?
Thank you.
Yeah. Every episode, we start off with a slang term that we like to acquire new knowledge about being a slut. Ready, girls?
So
No,
ready.
I'm ready.
So ready.
It's a good one. It's bussy. I feel like I'm at
Like B, bussy.
I feel like I'm at a spelling bee.
Bussy, like
Like Bussy, bussy.
Correct.
I don't know.
Please define it.
Bussy. I don't know why my mind
Like a
immediately, went to like hussy.
Yeah.
But like you're really busy. Like you're busting your ass. You're really.
Does it have to do with a
bussy.
butthole?
Are you on a bus?
You have said butthole for every episode.
I know.
And I feel
You
like
really
that
We've got to get
does
one of
not
the words.
count.
Tanya wants
if you
some
say
ass.
it every time.
She does.
Is it? Or no?
Are you?
didn't
Is it
answer.
like busty? Is it like your tits are huge?
Jordan's
Oh,
just getting
bust.
cold. I'm just
Okay.
gonna
Okay.
say.
Okay. Just
was
say
I
it.
closer?
Okay.
You win.
Yes, you finally win with your
Finally.
You win with
It's
your
not a
ass.
knew I
butthole.
would.
It's a man's butthole.
That's it.
Bussy.
Nice.
It's just an asshole.
It's a man's butthole.
Right.
It's a bussy.
Yeah, a bussy.
Oh.
I like that term.
Is there a
I can't
women?
believe I even guessed like butthole. I was
You
saying
guess
butthole the
butthole
whole
in
time.
every episode, so of course you've got to hit one correctly.
Is it okay? Is bussa?
That's
Is it
crazy.
like a gendered thing? Like bussy is the male, and then
Well-
bussa is like the female.
I didn't make this fucking word up.
Where did you
I'm
find
just telling
it?
you.
Where did you find it? Is
Was
Is
this
it a
was
reliable
told to
source?
me through a dad who has teenage boys. I'm like,
Okay,
they're
that's
legit
reliable.
Credible.
reliable
They know
source?
the
Credible,
language.
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Agree.
Bussy.
bussy?
100%.
Now we
Yeah.
know.
Reliable.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Asshole.
Yeah, they know more.
smarter because of it.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
You're welcome.
And I would like to welcome our guest today, the very funny freelance writer and comedian, James. Welcome. Who lives
you.
between
Yes.
LA and Chicago and who was in an open marriage. Is that right?
That is correct.
Welcome.
Yeah.
James.
Well, thank you. Thank
Welcome,
you.
welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you.
welcome.
We're so excited.
Excited
for
to be
you.
here.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the way that we always like to start out our episode is asking our guest what their definition of the word slut is. Like what does slut mean to you?
I like that. I would say for me, it's like someone who is very comfortable in their own skin and in their own sexuality. Just really owns
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
I like
like
that
that.
you kept it gender neutral.
Oh,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
So usually it's about the woman.
That's
but
true.
I, think
I love it.
could
It's a fun word.
It's
in the
a
right
great
context. It really is.
be- I mean,
Yeah.
Explains a lot.
Yeah.
Because I think you could be a slut without sleeping with a lot of people.
Right.
It's not about that.
Yeah.
It's about power.
It's about your dynamic,
Confidence.
Yeah.
the confidence,
Yeah.
flirting,
Yeah.
just self-assuredness.
God,
Ooh,
yeah.
I like
Oh,
that.
I
God.
love all
like
that.
self-assured.
Love a good
Yes.
slut.
Yeah.
I feel like I need to.
You're in the Slut and Training Club now, so well
I know.
done.
I'm officially
Yeah.
in. I love it.
Yeah.
This is
now
Good.
you've been initiated. That's the initiation. Welcome.
Thank you. I'm glad I wore black.
I mean, James, we're super excited to have you. Partly because I think the idea of open marriage is fucking fascinating.
know.
Whether you're in a relationship or not, and especially if you're married. I'm sure at some point, whether people want to admit it or not, in their head, they have kind of toyed with the idea of, could I do an open marriage? Would I do an open marriage? What circumstance? So can you just tell us about like how it started in your marriage, like what that looked like, what kind of conversation you had, what that looks like, what instigated that conversation in the first place?
Yeah. Well, it's great. And first of all, I love that you're talking about this subject because one of the things I do find it just a fascinating topic in general. And I've noticed out there, podcast forums and things like that, a lot of the stuff tends to be a little like, I don't know, like clinical for me almost, but rather than like sort of people having fun with it and kind of explore that side of
Yeah.
it, which seems like you're doing. And so it was my wife, and I should say up front, no, you did say was, my wife passed away last year.
I hear that.
I'm very sorry.
And I we would still be in our open marriage.
Yeah.
But and I'll probably come back to that later, but actually adds an interesting perspective to all
Oh,
of it.
for sure. Your story is fascinating.
But my wife came out as bisexual a couple years ago, and it was kind of like a conversation I could see her having with herself. We were together almost 20 years,
Yeah.
where she was trying to figure it out, and I genuinely could see that it was just like a struggle to understand. She grew up in a conservative environment, conservative part of the country.
Yeah.
Less so in adulthood, but obviously, the roots there from a long
Yeah.
time ago.
Yeah.
And religious too, and things like that. But so she pretty kind of so it wasn't out of nowhere, but it also was. It was just a decision where she's like, I need to explore this side of myself. And so we had this conversation. We were at a pizza place.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was the
And
best. Yeah.
she instantly added on, because I'm asking for this for myself. Obviously, you can explore whatever you want to explore. And
Kim, when we go back, how did you
Yeah.
feel in that moment of, hey, yo, dude, I love you, but I would like to tap into the
Yeah.
other
At
gender.
the pizza place.
Like at
Yeah,
the pizza
at
place.
the
You know,
while
like-
you're drinking your Diet Coke.
what now?
Eating your pepperoni pizza.
Well, like I said, it wasn't a total shock. It had been building, but the directness of it, did take me back for a minute. I had to process, but I think my initial response, my initial feeling when I think about it, was more of excitement and interest.
I love that you gave her safe space to come out and that you did not feel like threatened, right? I think people in that situation, or I would feel a little threatened, or like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not making you happy enough? Or what's wrong with our relationship?
Yeah, and I can see that, like, one of the things I believe about whatever label you want to put on it, open marriage, polyamory, things like
Yeah.
that, but just, that sort of non-monogamy. In those clinical settings and things, when you take in the information, the one thing I think is absolutely true that people say is you shouldn't do it in a relationship in order to save the relationship.
Okay.
Like, if there
Yeah,
are deep
yeah.
problems already, don't be like, well, let's try this. Our relationship was good. We were coming from a strong
Healthy.
place.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I didn't have the feeling of, oh, she doesn't love me anymore, or she's not attracted to me anymore.
Yeah.
It really felt like just we're expanding.
Yeah.
How did it feel for you on your end when she was like, I want you to then, if you're comfortable, do the same? Like, how did you meet people? Like, what was, I guess, going on a date like in an open relationship? What was that experience?
That's a good question, because this is one of the many disadvantages you face in society as a straight male. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
You poor fucking thing. Yeah. Almost felt sorry.
I was like,
for you.
get out.
Yeah.
Get out.
I say that 'cause
You're a room full of women, James. We can tell you every fucking
well,
thing.
that's why it's funny. It's like, because this might be literally the only one, maybe, is in
Okay.
this type of dynamic. Because for, like, my wife, out and about in the world, however, meeting people at events, through friends,
It's easy for
places,
women.
apps, however, man, woman, non-binary, anything, finds out she's in an open marriage and, like, oh, your husband's cool with it? Great. They don't, it's fine.
Men are,
Yeah.
A woman, like
Oh,
a
yeah.
straight bisexual, if he finds out me, like, oh, you're in an open marriage. Like, I could see the skepticism a little
Yes.
bit.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I
It was-
agree. And there's a stigma behind that.
yeah.
Yeah, for
Like,
sure.
oh, you're really cheating on your wife.
Yeah,
It's pretty
exactly.
And it's
obvious.
well earned. Again,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is why
Right.
I've had women tell me on dates that they have gone out with guys who said they were in an open marriage and they
Right.
were just cheating.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, I had one date I met through an app. There's one called Field.
Yeah. Tell us to the app.
Yeah.
I've heard of Field.
FEELD, and it's for anyone in that kind of
Yeah.
community.
Okay.
For all sorts of things. It could be relationships, it could
Yeah.
be connection, hookups, whatever. But I went out with someone through there, and we had a great date, actually, and it was a rare date that ended with, like, a good natural kiss, and it was good,
Cool.
Yeah.
And I watched her back to her apartment. It was near where we were. And she said, it was a Friday night. And she's like, part of this was so fun. I could see us spending the whole weekend together. She's like, but I would need a permission slip from your wife. Is what she actually said. And we kind of joked about it at the time. Like, she was willing to write one later. We could have
That's
fun with it.
amazing.
I
Did
like
you
that.
put a date on it as
Great,
well, like
here
an
you go.
expiration
Right,
date?
yes,
Like
yeah.
But it's an example of kind of like
Yeah, there's definitely
Meeting-
old
yeah.
women might just be like, I don't know, it sounds weird or messy,
Yeah.
and I
Yeah.
just want no part of it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you acknowledged that from a
Right.
female perspective.
Well, I think like any type of conversation, difficult or meaningful, start from a place of love, like a lot of reassurance, because this is like, I think that reassurance that this is not this doesn't mean our marriage or relationship is failing. It's just, what do you think about this? And I would almost say, like, I hate to use the word research, but there is like, have conversations, read about it, learn a little bit about it. So you're coming in a little bit informed.
Yeah.
I think would be helpful, and maybe, or listen. Early on, we did this, a podcast on the subject where we both listened to it. She sent me one about a woman who came out of the closet late in life because she connected with it. And so I think giving an example, especially if it's in someone else's voice,
Yeah. Relatability.
things like that, and
Yeah.
and being open and honest up front. The way it started, I'd be curious to know, what do you think? Like, there are ground rules, right? You
Yeah.
talk
Walk
about
us back
Yes,
to the
yes.
beginning.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna
So
say,
we
are there
fast-forwarded.
regular check-ins?
Yeah,
Like,
like
what is?
and I'm sure
Walk us through one, like, the first date
Yeah.
for each of you, and you're like, oh, I just went on a fucking date, and now it's like, now I report back to you, or how does that work?
Yeah,
You get jealous.
it's interesting. So after those initial conversations, well, initially too, my wife, she went to a pride event in the suburbs and with some friends, and she asked me ahead of time. This is very early on. She's like, I don't know what the environment's gonna be like. Seems fun. If I meet someone and I want to make out with them, can I? And I said, sure. And then she started asking other questions, like, well, what about? And I was like, you know what? Just
Don't tell
go
me.
and have fun.
Yeah.
Be yourself. And she really appreciated that. And we
Yeah.
kind of operated from that because we started talking about, all right, setting this up. Do you have to get permission before every? And we
Right.
sort of realized, like, I don't know. It's hard to imagine
Right.
scenario with someone. And, romance is so
Yeah.
organic.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's hard to calculate. And
Yeah.
what are you going to pause and be like, hold on, let me text my wife real quick and see if this is,
Yeah.
it's more like
Yeah.
trust each other. Trust that you will
Yeah.
share after, at least, though. I don't think we never hid anything.
Okay.
But I was the first one who kind of went out. I went out with a friend, a mutual friend of ours, who's part of, which we already knew, their own type of open marriage. And it was a fun kind of, so it came in with a little build up.
Yeah.
And we did have fun, and there was some physical contact, and we made out by the lake at night, and it was wonderful.
Aw.
But I
Did
did,
it feel like you were cheating on your
Yeah,
wife,
like-
even though you have permission?
yes
first
and
time.
no. Like, not totally.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like guilty,
Yeah.
but I did. It felt a little weird,
Yeah.
like in the beginning, and I
Yeah.
did start to fast forward. Like, you are gonna have to share everything tomorrow. In my head, I was
Yeah.
thinking about it
Oh.
a little bit.
Did you?
Did you have boundaries? Like, just say, I only want to know that you went out with a person. I don't need to know the details of what you guys did, or like.
I think it was essentially we ended up not really. I can't even say that we had any boundaries other than like.
But you would share every detail.
just
of
being
your date.
sharing
Yeah.
and as detailed as you want. So like
Okay.
the next day after that first date, my wife and I had a video call. She was here in LA, I was in Chicago, and I told her everything that happened. And it was interesting. She told me later that as I was describing things, she felt a bubble of jealousy rise up. And then she's like, and then all of a
that's
sudden
normal.
it was like a bubble and it just dispersed.
Yeah,
And it was
I
gone.
can understand that.
Yeah.
So
So the people that you were going out with, were they also, was it mostly people in open marriages, or was it just kind of a variety of people that you had found?
it definitely a bit of a variety, but and you asked about dating, and in that, I do realize it probably is a little easier and it happened more frequently with people that were in that
Yeah.
world.
Yeah.
There's just an instant understanding, obviously, and trying to think though, but I think we did both separately go out with single people. But yeah, traditionally we did. And we actually, our one sort of shared date, we went
Went
to
on a double date.
Shared.
well,
date.
no, it was. Well, I don't know how you would describe this.
Okay.
This
What
was
a
early
shared
on
date,
in our
yeah.
slut training.
Oh, talk to
Ooh,
us.
slutty
Bravo.
moment. Slutty
Yeah,
moment.
slutty moment.
I think we
Yeah.
just had a slutty moment.
I found in LA a speed dating for people in like open relationships and poly and that kind of thing, and we'd never done anything like that.
Yeah.
So we went as a couple, and
Nice.
the way it works is like someone sits on the inside and the outside of these tables rotate. So I was the rotator. She stayed. People came to her, but I went, which was good because we kind of covered the whole room.
Yeah.
Great.
And there's a woman there I found attractive, and I had a good 2-minute conversation with, and then introduced her to my wife after. And I knew, I was like, once we connected, my wife is, you know, she's really attractive and funny and stylish and cool. So I was like, oh, if you like me, just wait a second, you know. So we were a good
Choose
team
her
in that
wife.
way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
So
love
this woman
that.
liked
tag
us a
team.
lot, and she was younger than us, but more experience in this kind of
world.
community.
Yeah.
So she really led the way. She's like, "You two are my favorite. I want both your numbers," and we went out together and had fun.
So
How
That's
nice.
cool.
well, let's unpack that. So when there is like, for instance, that you meet a woman you're attracted to and your wife is attracted to, have you ever thought of doing a throuple instead of like, you know,
Separate?
individual?
Yeah.
Like, was it like a
relationships?
threesome? Is that what you're asking? Like all three of them?
Like a date, but
like a
3
dating,
people.
Yeah, I think it's more of a relationship
Right,
type.
more of a relation. I think
yeah,
we're
yeah, I see.
open to anything.
Anything that
and I
happens.
kind of say that now. I had a person ask me recently, so your next relationship, you know, whenever and however that is, do you want it to be like traditional monogamous or do you want to go back to like open? And I said, like, it depends on the person
Yeah.
or people,
Yeah.
I guess. You know, like when I went out with my wife initially, it wasn't like, I hope we get married. I hope we move to Los Angeles together. You know,
Have an
it was
open
just like,
marriage.
I want to get a drink with this woman from my improv class that I think is cool.
Yeah.
And so I think we were both open to being in a
whatever.
throuple. And we did, you know, had shared experiences
Yeah.
together, but not a relationship. But she did end up having, and it was really important to her to find this, her own queer relationship with, as she put it, vulva owner, which I like that.
What'd you say?
Vulva,
Vulva
owner.
owner?
Yeah.
we love
Interesting. Vulva.
Uses
Yeah.
they.
Vulva
Oh,
owners.
okay.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Um,
the car.
A vulva.
Oh, jeez.
She had very specific.
She's still on
She
transportation
didn't
thoughts.
like no Toyota, no Honda, just Volvo.
Vulva.
Specifically.
She drives a Volvo.
Yeah,
We all drive
not.
Volvos.
Drive. I bet she does.
but she did get this a relationship, and so that was a new step for us. But even at the time, I felt not necessarily the easiest adjustment for
Yeah,
me.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Relationship as in not just going on dates. She
No,
was
like
in
you're
a
in a
full-on
relationship.
relationship on the side.
Um,
That's challenging.
and
Yeah.
then it is, and then well,
How
I
did
got,
you navigate that?
Yeah.
Tell us more.
I know. It happened very kind of like I just discussed. Like she went out with this person, met on an app, didn't know how it was going to go. They connected virtually, but had no expectations, and then they just really hit it off. Their first date was 48 hours long.
Wow.
We joked about that later. Like it felt very,
That
like she
didn't
said,
make you
very
insecure?
lesbian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very,
Very,
very
romantic.
Long. Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It did. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it was just 100% my full, like, I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
But it was mostly that. Like, that was
Yeah.
still the one. But of course, there's this element of,
Feel jealous at all?
yeah, a little jealous.
Yeah.
A little, you know, it's
A
just
little mixed bag.
you just don't, it's almost the feeling, it feels more physiological
Yeah,
than
yeah.
psychological in some ways. I don't know they're connected, but it is just
Yeah.
like this, every new state, like, oh, we've never done this before. This used to be reserved for just me. And now it's,
know.
now it's
Shared.
being shared.
Yeah.
But it's interesting now that, you know, she did pass away after battling cancer, and I was her caregiver for like 10 months. And so
amazing.
in a lot of ways that like brought us even closer, but
Yeah.
differently. But there were times I had to be out of town, helping my family. And my wife's partner came out there to help. And
wow.
it felt
That's
like
nice.
such a relief. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, you're the only other
part of
person
a
really
team
who
who
I could
gets-
feel that, and she'd feel totally
Yeah.
comfortable with.
Trust.
So,
Yeah.
in that aspect, it really felt like this expansion of love
Yeah.
rather than a constriction.
Family almost, yeah.
It really did. Like,
So she has this relationship with this other person. Do you think that kind of improved your sex life at all? Like between the two of you, I guess, because she was trying things,
Yeah.
with this other person, I
Yeah,
guess.
for some people it turns them on, right?
Yeah,
So think
yeah.
about that they're sleeping with someone else and
Exactly.
then coming back to you.
oh, she like learned so much. She was like,
New tricks.
she's like, women
tricks.
have so many sex toys. She told me like,
So you would
We
still
know.
sleep together, right?
so we did. And
Okay, so you
yeah.
would still sleep.
And we still, and it was
That's
different. I
nice.
could see that, it did. I mean, and this is obviously so unfortunate in a lot of ways. And I will say up front, it's interesting talking about my wife. I've been thinking about this using past tense.
Yeah.
I kind of made a decision because like I could still feel very much her presence. And,
Yeah.
but so I think of it in my head as that on that plane, that
Yeah.
Yeah.
version of my wife
Yeah.
it was, but
For
it got
sure.
cut short. We didn't get to explore as
Right.
much as we would have.
Mm-hmm.
But there also seems to be like, it's interesting how life works. It was like, did somehow she know? And was there this part of her?
Oh, maybe.
Because
Yeah,
things
she
sped up
wanted-
really quickly. Like it was like, I'm out. We
Yeah.
like
Maybe.
had a lot happen in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
And I've thought about that because I think it is a good, if you're someone who, your partner brings this up to you and your immediate thought
Yeah.
is, I'd be so jealous, which is
Yeah.
understandable. And I
Right.
think most people would be. And there's a
Yes.
healthiness to that too, right?
Yeah,
And a
there's a
sexiness.
sting,
It's a
yeah.
normal
But there's a
feeling.
sting. There's a body response. But now that I have this full perspective and knowing my wife's time was going to be shorter than expected, like I can't imagine if somehow I knew that and she comes to me and like, I really want this other experience in life.
And you
And I'd be like, no,
Yeah,
it
that
makes
would
me
be
You went
horrible.
to hell
makes me
different from her.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
actually, like that's absurd.
Yeah.
So, but we're all limited, in
Yeah.
different ways. Like, we're not gonna be here forever. So
Yeah.
it's like denying this person you love and loves you this opportunity to explore and experience joy in a different way. And I do think it could lead to your own. It certainly did for us, like experimentation.
All right, take me back, James. I'm still stuck on your first date. So take me back to that fucking first date, and you're like, okay, I'm on this date. I can do this. She's cute. It feels a little weird, but I'm going in. Not literally, but it
Right.
could be literally. But so do you end up sleeping with these women eventually, and then you tell your wife, and it's like not a big deal. It's just part of the course.
Yeah, like do you guys discuss like your sex life with other people?
Does
Yes.
it get and then it's hard, I think, for women to not get emotionally involved when you're so
Yeah.
physically intimate.
Right.
How did you kind of
Yeah.
navigate that?
Yeah, and so we would. My wife eventually. There were a couple experiences I had where I was like, "Do you want to know what happened exactly, or
Yeah.
you want a
Yeah.
general,
Yeah.
the headline?"
Yeah. Yeah.
And
The
she's like,
outline.
"I want to know," and I think it kind of, and as I said, she had that initial very
Yeah.
first experience,
I can
jealousy
imagine.
response, but
Yeah.
she'd been working on herself. That would like went away quickly, and
That's amazing.
it was admirable. I kind of
Yeah,
learned
I
from
know,
her in
yeah.
the moment.
Yeah.
But she sort of liked it. She got a little turned on, I think, by
Yeah.
hearing
Oh,
about
yeah.
what happened,
Yeah.
Oh.
which was cool.
Were you ever afraid that you'd kind of like start to like fall in love with someone because you've been in this long-term marriage and someone shinier and brighter comes
new.
along and new, and those feelings are fun
Fresh.
to go through that process of falling in love, like that
Yeah.
endorphin highs.
That is the, I don't know. Yeah.
Player.
I mean, that's the thing
love
that could happen,
bombs.
right?
Yeah.
I didn't overthink about it. It's kind of like when I talk about dating in general, or even now, where I'm just kind of going out and let's see what happens.
Yeah.
I didn't have that happen. I didn't quite click in that way with anywhere it's all cylinders, elements of it here and there. But it would have been interesting to see how it does get complicated. There's no
Yeah.
doubt about it.
Yeah.
But again, I think that's where you're coming from a strong relationship and you're open with each other.
Yeah.
Like we had one interesting experience where my wife's really close friend, who's a good friend of mine. You know, they knew each other before I did, but so now also been friends. And we went out to like a cocktail event here in LA. And on the Lyft ride home, we made out. And it was fun. It was very organic, mutual.
The friend.
The friend and me. And
not your wife in the car.
no.
Okay.
She was home.
So wait, wife was not in the car.
No.
She went home
while this-
early.
Knew we were out. She went home. We all had dinner together.
Okay.
The two of us went out. That was always kind of the plan.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the friend was staying with us and actually staying with her and gave me her hotel room to give me a break. This was early on. My wife wasn't as sick as she eventually became, but you know, she needed caregiving and this friend was helping too. So, but we went out later and made out and it was great and fun. And so I wasn't there the next morning when the friend told my wife what happened. And I guess she was like blushing as she did. But it was just like, it was nothing. Not nothing. It was just like fun and cool. I'm glad you had that experience without it meaning anything else.
Yeah.
And I've thought about that a lot because I'm like, that type of thing without this, you know, sort of dynamic we had could just ruin a marriage,
Yeah,
right?
I
Like
agree.
that. Oh my God, you and my friend kissed,
Yeah.
you know,
Ruin friendships,
while I
the
was
marriage,
home,
yeah.
the friendship, the marriage, everything's. And for us, it was not at all. And so it wasn't the act; it was literally the openness about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then having a good relationship, not trying to save it
Right.
with this other
Yes.
process.
And knowing your relationship is strong enough that you're not just going to go along with any new shiny thing.
Yeah.
That was one of the things I realized. And speaking another benefit, I think, of an open marriage, like in a lot of ways. And I don't know, I went out on a lot of dates or just kind of experiences with people.
Yeah.
I was like, it's hard to find that thing.
Yeah.
That
Makes
real
you
chemistry is
realize
like,
It makes
oh
you
man.
appreciate your marriage.
Yeah.
I
For
like
sure.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's actually very, very eye-opening.
It seems like it could almost make the marriage stronger. Yeah.
I definitely
because-
think it could. And also
I agree.
I think relationships in general, long-term relationships, at some point or some points along the way, you need some sort of change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's too stagnant.
I just feel like, you know, we were not born to be with one person. I just feel like we should.
That wasn't totally what I was saying, but I agree. In some ways, I agree.
This is
I
now
just feel
Tania's
like this
therapy.
You
session.
jumped on one part of it.
now. I just feel like we,
Totally twisting the
you know,
conversation.
people.
I think that is. Well,
That's a
'cause
different- yeah.
Some people have kids.
Yeah.
Some people move.
Yeah.
We had a move that kind of shook things up coming out to LA or something careers. But I think an option is this. Like,
Yeah.
it's sort of
great
an
option.
expansion.
Yeah.
It's all, you know, I've, in working as a comedian and stuff, I've heard so many people talk about dating and how weird it is and apps and, you know, especially out here in LA and things. And I'd listen and I'd be like, oh, yeah, you know what? If I were single, I would kill it. And then you get out there and you're
You're
like,
a good
oh,
slice.
I see what they're saying.
So are there any awkward moments on dates where you're just like, oh shit, this is getting weird?
So I will share this funny experience. I went out with a woman who was on the younger side, and I told my wife at the time we met online, and was like, she was 26.
Okay, older than 18, legal.
Yeah,
Thank
yes.
you. Thank you, Chief.
26.
Thank you for keeping it clean here.
I
Clarifying. Yeah.
and probably at the time I guess I was like 44, you know. So, but we just went out to happy hour and we had fun. But it was clear like this is not gonna be a thing for either of us,
Yeah.
you know. I think she had already been divorced twice.
Oh wow.
At
26.
26?
26.
Yes.
Wow.
So I came home that night and my wife's like, so how was the date? And I was like, it was like, and then she goes, she was 26.
New.
Oh, yeah.
She knew I was going to go.
Oh, yeah. I think that's a woman's intuition.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
this is going to be
Well, that's
interesting.
your answer. That's your answer. She's 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was a little, one person I really connected with, and someone brought up earlier, like it opens up just the variety of people you meet.
Yeah.
You just learn through that
Yeah.
way. So while traveling, I had a date and a sexual experience with a woman I met, and we kept in touch. But she was after like following a divorce, really exploring the world and her sexuality. She was a slut in training.
I love it.
Love her.
And she was
There's
like
a
a
lot out
more
there.
We need her on
advanced.
the show.
Yeah.
She was a more advanced student than me, you know. So like learning from. So she would describe like her experiences at like sex parties and things like
Oh,
that.
wow.
Which was, and she was really open and honest. It was fascinating.
Yeah.
And I'd share it with my wife. But one of the things my wife said about being with a woman later, she's like, it's interesting, different than having sex with a man. There's not like this like normal crescendo. She's like, you just keep going. You know?
We've heard for hours and hours. And
Really?
hours.
And I
She
shared
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I shared that with my friend who was, you know, exploring the world
Yeah.
and going to these sex
It's a lot more
parties and clubs. I shared that quote with her, and she's like, well, that's what I like about group sex. One guy's done, and another one's just ready to step right in.
Love this. Wow. Why have we not explored this?
Have you guys ever been to a sex party or? That was
No,
nothing
not
that you
together.
guys-
I
okay.
have
Okay.
gone to a club,
Okay.
a swingers club.
Swingers.
Has she? Did she? go?
Without
No,
your wife.
I went without her.
Okay. And how did
It's-
that go? Tell us.
It was fun. I actually went twice because the first time, just you know, I say I'll
Observing.
do anything twice because you never know about that first experience.
sense.
It's
Good,
like, it
yeah.
was a little light. The crowd was a little light.
Light,
Let's
yeah.
do it. But I was fascinated by it. The first time I was definitely more of I was just a voyeur,
Yeah.
and that's
observant.
interesting. You know, there's no pressure to
Yeah.
do anything. I kind of want to ask if anyone's been to one, but
No.
I haven't.
Clean as a whistle.
Yeah,
Okay.
same. Same.
three angels here.
Yes,
I
yes.
don't know. You know.
Clean as a whistle.
Clean as a whistle. But there's a difference. It's a swingers party versus like a sex party, right?
Yes, I have never been to a sex party.
What
Yeah.
is okay? What is the difference
Yeah.
between the two?
I'll
don't
give
actually
my. Do you know?
Oh,
You might know
Missy.
more.
The slut and training
Yeah.
professional.
know. Yeah.
I think swingers is almost like a subset of sex parties, right? So,
But they're couples that are
yeah,
swinging with
usually
others.
couples that you
Oh, I see what you mean.
interchange
Yes.
partners
Yeah.
versus like a.
Sex party like orgies.
This is what I've read on Reddit, just so you know.
Deep dive.
Deep dive. And then sex parties is all encompassing, right? So then you have like whatever acts in a sex party. They have themes and all kinds of things. So you can have swingers at the sex party, but it's different. Like
Oh, okay.
there's more going
see-
on in
I
a
see what
sex
you mean.
party.
Oh, yeah, orgies too, right?
Yeah.
I think. Yes, and I guess just my experience being at the one.
Yeah.
It is technically called a swingers club, and maybe there are couples looking, but it's also people on their own,
On their own,
or
yeah.
people just exploring, or just couples that want to be seen. So one thing that's interesting too, and it does bring up, like, you know, again, when we started exploring our openness, one of the things I think is exciting is like having these real conversations about your fantasies. You know, and like what do
Oh,
you want to
yeah.
do? What is something? These kind of things you always want to share.
Probably really
I know.
liberating. for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, because one of the situations that I occasionally get presented with that I have not fully acted upon, but it's like an intriguing. Sometimes I've realized a fantasy can just be that. Just the fantasy in your head, but then the reality kind of comes up and like, I don't know if I actually want to do this,
Right.
Or you know, timing's everything. But
Yeah.
being the third for a couple, like a man and a woman, I've
Right.
been either overtly propositioned in that way or
Right.
hinted at,
Yeah.
and I've you know dipped a toe in, but I've never.
What's your hesitancy on that? I'm just curious.
I don't know. For
Yeah.
some reason, it's like
kind of
with any
weird
sort
feeling.
of chemistry thing, it just like comes up like
I get it.
Yeah.
I can't fully give myself over to the situation.
Yeah, I need chemistry too.
It's definitely, yeah. Well, I don't know. What the fuck am I talking about? All right.
James, what have you learned about yourself, your partner, your ex, your wife who died, and just dating in general during this process? What did you learn about all of it? You, her, the dating.
Yeah. Well, you know, so one observation I think, I don't know if you'd agree, but you said earlier, am I the first, and I'm like, I feel very grateful for this, the first straight man to be.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah,
this?
actually,
Okay.
yeah,
Yes.
you
All
are.
right,
Yeah.
I'll take that. That's what, because one thing
You're
I've
in the lion's
realized,
den.
Good job.
Yeah.
I had this-
You're in the lion's den.
Congratulations.
We're hungry as fuck.
I had this, I have had this theory, and then I think dating kind of cemented it, that there are way more attractive, interesting women than there are attractive, interesting men.
100%.
100%.
So like the pool it's just off.
I
Yes,
know.
it is
And
unfair.
it's so not
Yeah.
fair.
Unfair.
Right?
It
Agreed.
really is. I found that. And like, and cities are different and
Yeah,
everything.
you have the numbers
I have
with
to walk
you.
with these two beautiful sluts everywhere I go. Like,
It's
come
terrible.
on now.
It's really
So unfair. And then,
Oh, don't discount yourself.
well, I'm not.
She's
but
not.
it's like,
Trust me, she's not.
You're a hot
not.
slut.
oh,
in
I
training.
know. But it's
You're a
like,
10.
it's, you know,
But
it's
yeah, the
more
pool-
competition.
The pool, we're different. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're competing.
Well,
in
I'm
different
married,
pools.
so I'm.
Yeah, she's not.
I'm
competing.
like, I'll just shoo you towards them. You know.
Yeah.
Like, go, be free.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, all the ones that I don't want, she shoots my way. I'm like, Missy. And then I look at Missy, I'm like, you want him?
No, I don't
my
want your
God.
hand-me-downs.
You can have 'em.
No.
Bounce.
No.
You want between the, what is it?
Like-
between the two of you, you're like,
Spider-Man on the street yesterday. I was like,
there you
listen,
go. Do you
I
want a
don't date
Spider-Man? That's,
No.
No? Okay, well,
Good.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Andrew Garfield or something, but that's
He was
I don't-
definitely
It was
not
not.
Andrew
don't. Did he
Garfield.
reveal himself? Did he
Well,
say?
he was walking next to Jesus, and I'm like,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not,
great.
yeah.
Not, no,
We're-
that's
yeah,
a
this
weird.
is- it's a
I
weird
love that.
combination.
Hollywood.
hair.
I once saw
Love it.
two different Johnny Depps having drinks together at a bar at a happy hour.
That's
you know,
perfect.
it's
That's
like,
amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Edward
love that.
Scissorhands and
yeah.
Captain
Yes.
Jack.
That's
Yeah.
so
This is
fun.
so LA.
Oh, okay.
so-
I thought you meant it was two Jack Sparrows, just like
Oh,
That's
talking
cool.
to each other. That would
Oh,
be
yeah,
very
yeah,
interesting
that's
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't understand each other.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I feel like it's also cemented for me. I kind of alluded to it, but I am not a fan of the, apps. I get their purpose in sort of cutting down time, but I'm just don't
hard.
dig it.
Yeah.
I'd rather do things and just meet people.
yeah, in person.
Yep.
I agree. For me, but it does work for some people.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
my wife met her
We don't
bonus
need-
partner
yeah,
on
we don't
an
need to
app.
throw a disclaimer out. We're not getting sued by
yeah.
apps.
No.
This is
So
true.
that's
Yeah.
true. It doesn't work for everybody.
No.
What have you learned about yourself, about being in an open marriage that you think people would want to know about that is not obvious to obvious people who aren't in an open marriage?
Yeah.
What have you discovered about yourself?
I think
Because of
that it's if your initial thought is, and I've had people say this to me, even when I'm just like talking about my relationship, a lot of people would say, you know, men and women, I could never do that. Like I can't share. I'd be too jealous. And that could possibly be true. Every person's different. Every
Yeah.
relationship's different. But I didn't quite, and I feel comfortable speaking for my wife that she didn't
Yeah.
expect either that we'd be able to do that. Like we did manage to work through the very real jealousy that we had at times. And you know, a lot of times you have to look back and realize like, what is the jealousy of? Am I
Yeah, where's it coming from?
is it of something that I'm not getting then?
Yeah.
Because like so there might be a feeling of like, oh, my wife went on this really fun date.
But I didn't.
But I didn't. So it's not like that I'm
not
upset
about
or if
her,
it's like I
yeah.
want that experience, you know, and you kind of like work through it that way. But jealousy is something that can be worked through. I think is something I learned.
And I am assuming in an open relationship, you have to like double down in your
Yeah.
communication.
That's a good
Like
point.
what have you learned from the being in an open relationship, how that has helped your communication from where you were at and like just going forward
Right.
in your new life?
I think you're right in that it does. You feel like it does double down, and you're sharing everything because
Yeah.
it's about your desires too, right?
Yeah.
And I think that is something that you could apply to your any relationship,
Yeah.
like traditional monogamous or what have you. Of like share things even before they happen. You know, like. Because sometimes this could be more fun than you think. Like there are one of the things I enjoyed about being in an open marriage with my wife is all of a sudden we talked about like attractive women together. She'd be like, you know, like, oh, I love her boobs. I'm like, yeah, me too. It's like, why we could been talking about this for years.
That's hilarious.
Well, your situation is very, specific and almost convenient because you both like the same, gender.
Yeah.
And so you can
Right.
share that
Yeah,
experience.
Right.
Yeah.
Versus
Yes.
like if,
Yeah.
if you had two of the opposite.
Yeah.
I I think that would be a different experience.
It would be.
in some ways.
Totally. I think one of the common denominators though might be if you look at it, and I guess this is one of the things I learned with curiosity, like, why do you find that person attractive?
Yeah.
What is it? And you might learn and have fun with. And the other thing is to not realize like attraction doesn't have to be a threat.
Yeah.
To your point of like, if you have a solid relationship,
It's so true.
that is hard to find. That clicking,
Agreed.
you know,
The chemistry.
Yeah.
chemistry, physically, emotionally, mentally, sense of humor, very hard to find.
Yeah.
So when you have it, just being attracted to someone else isn't an instant threat to that.
Yeah. I mean, you met in an improv class. So, like, your
Right.
foundation for life is about laughing and having fun.
Yeah.
So that
Laughing
really
and
helps.
yes-anding the other
Yeah.
person.
Yeah,
You know, the
communication.
essential
Yeah.
rule of improv of like not denying,
sure.
but being like, okay, let's go with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go.
That's a good point.
And those are great tools, I think.
Yeah.
it
More
is.
couples need that.
I love
Need
that.
to
Fun
take
factor
improv.
and laugh factor.
Yes.
Yes.
Right? It is, there's so much pressure on having like this perfect relationship or marriage and being happy and having this one person fulfill all your fucking needs is
Right.
unrealistic. And
But laughter being the connection.
yeah.
Which
yeah.
I have also realized about myself in dating. Like,
You're
God, that is
fucking funny?
essential.
Oh.
Need to be funny. Like, I have to be able to laugh with you. I can't. I can't get in bed with you
Same.
unless
Yeah,
we can laugh
same.
Unless we
together.
laugh.
Yeah.
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 It's just absolutely essential.
So awkward sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Being
need
in
funny.
the bed. Yeah.
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 It's important.
Right. For some reason, I just can't picture it going together. If you're not funny, it's gonna be boring.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's going to be boring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a good point. I love that you
rigid.
said it.
Don't touch me.
Well, then you
Sluts in
can't. There's
training
no
are
like
fucking funny.
awkwardness. You
Yeah.
can't laugh through the awkwardness.
Right.
Yeah. You just have
Yeah.
to push through
Inevitably,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Pushing through that moment.
Do tell, Missy.
Never had awkward moments.
The lights on. Off.
Next time, you just need to laugh very loudly, and
I have
hopefully that will
laughed
either
many
scare them
times.
away or you can talk about it.
Can I share one of the things and now I'm in this new stage.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh.
that's what we're gonna ask next. Is what
Because-
does your
Exactly.
future look like
Yeah.
now?
This is the first time I'm single in my adult life, like in 20
Yeah, we've
years.
talked about it.
And then even before that, before I met my wife, I had a relationship of 4 years and just a little break in between. So
Yeah.
it's the first time sort of being a free agent, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's different being a widower. But,
Yeah.
and I have a joke I said to my wife a while ago, not that long ago, that I somewhat feel bad about.
We
But
need
she
to
did.
know.
She did laugh.
she
She
did
got
laugh.
it. She
Okay.
did laugh, and I.
She's a comedian.
I
She
set
gets
it up front. I was like,
Okay,
look, I know this is terrible, and I probably would never say it on stage. I was like, but I was thinking that sadly, the sexiest thing a man can be is a widower. And she
I
laughed
told
because
you
it's like
that,
it
yes.
kind of is true because it's
You
like.
get the sympathy
So-
of
It
women.
shows you get a
It's
little
like,
sympathy,
get
and
right
it's also
there.
like, oh, you were in a good marriage. You know,
Yeah,
somebody
you're a
chose
good
him.
man.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's good
yes.
man.
You
Yeah.
can take care
Now I
of
have a
me.
good story.
It's all of
Yes.
that built in. You're
Nurturing.
totally right.
So-
oh my
Yeah,
God.
I would work
Oh,
that
and we were in
fucking
an
angle.
open marriage.
And we're in an open marriage.
Yeah, James, we could literally talk to you for hours.
know.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my
yeah,
God.
quick.
Yeah,
Amazing.
time
I
is
think that's
gone.
fascinating. I love the
Flew
topic.
by.
I know. We're
Seriously.
fascinated. I mean, we could
Yeah.
tap into this for a long time.
So to speak.
She wants to go back
I
on the
know,
dance.
I know.
Yes, I have girlfriends who are unhappily married who are always kind of entertain the idea of, well, what about an open marriage? Would that help our marriage? You know,
Yes.
it's all stuff that they think about, and
Have him
It's
text
not.
me. No, I'm just kidding.
I will have her text you in an hour. She'll be
Oh,
happy.
God.
Let's know if they're hot
Yeah.
before they text him.
Yeah.
There are no qualifiers for this.
And
Well,
they need
thank
a
you.
note.
Thank you for listening to me and,
Yes,
Yeah.
loved
and
it.
sharing.
Thank
Yeah,
you for
you're
coming.
great.
So for after each episode with our guests, we ask them to use the word of the episode
That's right.
in a sentence. I guess pertaining to open marriage. But
Yeah.
that's almost too easy. But
Perfect, though.
I mean,
great.
she loves the butthole. So
Right.
like,
It's great.
You're going to
so
satisfy
the
her
word
need.
is bussy.
I'm open to any and all conversations, including, I don't know if you have questions about how you want to experience my bussy.
Yes. Yes, that is great.
Get in line, ladies. Get in line.
Get in line.
It's like
You-
platinum.
Like, oh no, this is
Get in line for my
You like
bussy.
these sluts. He's single.
I know.
single.
He's right.
Come and get him. Well, thank you so much for joining us. And sluts, thank you for listening to us.
Before we do that, why don't you ask him about the
Oh,
advice?
yeah, sorry
you
about
got
that.
to hear some.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
Yeah.
Edit this if
You
you
were
can.
stuck on butthole. That's why.
I know.
I know,
She
you
got
made-
distracted by
This
the
is gonna be about my
we are
pussy,
absolutely-
isn't it?
Yeah, Bussy. Anyway, what would you tell your younger self that you wish you knew then? What you know now? Like, what would you like to tell your younger self?
Oh, good question. I would say, you know, when you find a person that can make you laugh and you're attracted to, that is very, very special.
Have sex with them.
And have sex with them.
Lots
And
of
try
sex.
different things and
I
role
love
play.
that.
There you go.
Oh,
There
yeah.
you go.
I love that. Yeah.
There you go.
Life's
Tanya.
too short, I know.
Exactly. And share your fantasies.
Okay.
Amazing.
My younger self would be like, who is this weird older man?
I think I'll forget
What
this.
do you mean? Share your fantasies.
Guys, speak to me in bed. And this voice is
He says it's me.
This mean boy.
Oh my God. James, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We got to wrap this up now. Sluts, thanks for listening. Follow, subscribe for more slutty moments. Sluts out.
Sluts out.
Sluts out.
Yeah.
Great job.
Thank you
you.
so much. It was